If you're an avid gamer, or for that matter, someone who even follows the gaming world, then you must have heard of the CyberPunk disaster. After all, few games have crashed and burned so spectacularly. Well, this not only hurt the game, but had long-term consequences for the series and the studio. Hello and welcome to our channel. Today we're going to talk about why CyberPunk lost its credibility. So, let's begin. The anticipation for CyberPunk 2077 lasted for over a decade. The Polish development firm CD Projekt Red announced the game in 2012, promising players an engaging open-world tale set in a realistic science fiction world. Since then, it has been hailed as the most anticipated title of the year, if not the century, with the headlines proclaiming it to be the best thing since sliced bread. Well, before the release of the game, the developer said that the entire game would be a meme. Well, it certainly was, but not in the way the developers had hoped. There were many problems with the release of CyberPunk 2077 that went beyond mere bugs. Upon release, CD Projekt Red's once impeccable reputation suffered a big knock due to a number of factors, including the intentionally misleading nature of keeping console versions of the game from reviewers, game-breaking bugs, and a whole host of marketing concerns. A new video from CDPR's co-founder explains the game's troubled debut, why it was pulled from the PlayStation Store, and what the development team is attempting to make things right after widespread refunds were issued. Fans were impressed by CD Projekt Red's ambition when the first trailers and gameplay footage were published. Given the studio's established credibility, thanks to the success of the Witcher trilogy, ambitious projects that would have been out of reach for other studios suddenly became feasible. The studio had told me that the long wait would be worthwhile, so my anticipation was huge. There was a lot of upheaval as multiple delays occurred, but the faithful remained optimistic. In spite of being released later than planned, the game ultimately failed, marking the beginning of CD Projekt Red's decline. The studio had all the makings of Europe's next big thing. Since each of the three Witcher games was a worthy rival to the others in terms of quality, the developers quickly became fan favorites for their ability to consistently deliver excellent role-playing games. The exceptional quality extended beyond the original releases. Fans were excited about CyberPunk 2077 because even the DLC was noteworthy. Fans waited patiently until 2020, despite the series of delays they endured. CD Projekt Red was supposed to deliver a flawless project, but it fell far short of expectations. Fans anticipated an RPG that would be spoken about for decades to come. There was chatter about the game, but it was only negative. CyberPunk 2077 was unplayable upon release due to a large number of problems that plagued the game. Some of the glitches were so severe that they completely ruined the experience for players. However, since its first release over 2 years ago, the quality of the game has increased steadily. The promised upgrade to the following generation was implemented, giving the system a new lease on life. Because of the dreadful beginning, though, things eventually improved. Indicative of this is the stock price, which is currently at 2017 levels, despite the fact that the company has grown significantly since then. In addition, Techland has surpassed it as the leading Polish video game development studio, a position it once held. The release of CyberPunk is widely regarded as one of the most publicized failures in the history of video games, a spectacular implosion during the peak shopping season that came from a developer who was once held up as the darling of the industry. It demonstrates the difficulties that game developers face when creating AAA games, those that take years to make and cost hundreds of millions of dollars. So, that's all the time we had today, folks. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and do hit the bell icon on your way out. See you all next time.